What's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Jacody Owens, and I'm going to share a testimony, which is actually going to be read from an excerpt from the Voice of the Martyrs magazine. And I like to read these. I like to, just go over and understand what some of our brothers and sisters elsewhere in the world, the struggle they're going through, so we can just keep it in the forefront of our minds and pray for our persecuted brothers and sisters, all right? When Boko Haram fighters stormed Regina Wilson's village on October 24, 2014, she was ready to meet them. For several years, she had heard stories about Boko Haram's brutal attacks on Christian villages in North Nigeria. She knew, therefore, that her village in Adamawa State, just south of the terrorist group's stronghold in Borno State, could easily become a target. I once thought that even if I should be captured by Boko Haram, I will never deny my faith in Christ Jesus, she said. So when we met them, my mind was made up beforehand, since I know who I serve. One by one, the attackers asked the villagers if they were Christian or Muslim. Along with many others in the village, Regina and her family boldly declared their faith in Christ. The fighters then promised them that if they turned to Islam, they would be given a hijab as a sign of their new faith. When they refused to speak, Regina and her 4 children, ranging in the age from 8 to 18, were abducted and taken to a nearby house. They also took 3 of her sister's children, which were with them when the attack occurred. We did not respond, Regina said. Our attackers grabbed us and took us to a house and started preaching Islam. That what we were being told in the churches is not true. That Christianity is a false religion. That Islam is the only true religion. The preaching continued, but we uttered not a word. I only remember that Jesus told Peter, before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times, and it encouraged me not to deny Jesus like Peter did. Less than 24 hours after the abduction, Regina watched Boko Haram fighters kill 3 men, including her oldest son, Hayelda. They were given no chance to convert. They slit his throat with a machete, Regina said. One of my neighbors was among the 3 men killed at the time. They were slaughtered like rams. Boko Haram has terrorized northern Nigeria for more than 13 years. And since Abubakar Shekau gained control in 2009, the group has slaughtered an estimated 17,500 people, mostly Christian. As Regina recalled her son's death, the emotions returned. At that moment, I felt so bad, she said. I almost became mad. I felt some mental imbalance. I felt as if it affects me mentally, but with prayers I am coping well and getting better day by day. Although Hayelda was taken from her, Regina thanks God that her son knew Christ. After abducting the Christians, Boko Haram fighters confiscated everyone's cell phones, but a young woman who lived with Regina's family managed to hide hers under her clothes. After Hayelda and the other men were killed, she secretly called a friend in Nigerian military. She gave him their location and explained the situation, and her friend promised to send help. Within a day, a military helicopter attacked the compound, killing 3 of the 10 Boko Haram fighters who had been guarding the Christians from Regina's village. In addition, many other militants, as well as their captives, suffered serious injuries in the attack. All of us fainted, Regina said of her family. All of the children were hurt. Regina's 8-year-old son, Praise, was blinded in one eye, and her 12-year-old son, Wandia, suffered injuries to his leg, eyes, and hands. Her niece Evelyn lost her right leg in the attack. A lot of innocent people died, she said. Regina was greatly distressed at the sight of her injured children. She had already lost a son, and Praise's eye injury caused her additional pain. My heart bled, she said. I gave birth to a healthy child, but because of Boko Haram, my child will now live without an eye. In the chaos, she even said goodbye to Wandia, who believed he was dying from his injuries. Wandia said I should pray for him, and that I should leave him behind to die so that I can escape with the other children, because the injuries he sustained were so bad, she said. I prayed with him, and we left. Regina, Praise, and the other survivors walked for 2 days to reach the nearest hospital. After Nigerian soldiers rescued Wandia and the others, the family was reunited in a refugee camp. Regina said that even if she had known what would happen to her family, she still would have told Boko Haram that she was a Christian. She struggles to forgive them, however. As a Christian, I will forgive them, but it is not easy to forget, she said, because God said if someone hurt you, you should forgive that person. So I have forgiven them, but to forget will be too hard. Regina is still mourning the death of her oldest son and the innocence stolen from her remaining children. Her oldest daughter, 18-year-old Peace, is missing. As with many young girls abducted by Boko Haram, she may have been married off to one of their fighters. As a result, I am almost paralyzed because of so many thoughts running through my mind, Regina said, taking a deep breath. She continued, my faith is strong. I am strong in the Lord, and I will keep trusting him more and keep holding on to him. All right. There's a picture of the family right here. You can see that. So, it's a beautiful testimony, because through all the pain, through all the suffering, she didn't deny Christ, even though people were being slaughtered around them, she held on to her faith. Let's continue to pray for our brothers and sisters that have to go through these situations. Their persecution is a different type of persecution than what we're suffering over here. But eventually this persecution will be worldwide, I believe. So let's just pray for them, and pray for our brothers and sisters to hold on to the faith, to continue to stay strong, to heal, and to forgive. You know what I mean? Let's definitely pray for that forgiveness, not to be bitterness, not to allow bitterness to take root. All right? Because I know when we go through it, or whoever of us that will go through it, we're going to need our brothers and sisters' prayers as well. All right? Remember, if you have a prayer request or testimony, feel free to leave a comment below or shoot me an email at jacodio@gmail.com. And we'll pray together and I'll share your testimony. All right? And I'm not going to do the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing anymore, but I will do weekly basis. The new schedule has proved to be a bit challenging to get these things accomplished in the order that I would like to. All right? But God willing, see you next time. Be blessed.